wonderful day, and welcome. My name is Seth, and we are back with another part of the Beginner's Guide Reboot series. Today was the topic of the Caravan area. The Caravan area is sort of a side feature gimmick area where you have some benefits you can get off, and doing the most highly soaked out siege hunt was the only real serpent of the Monster Hunter series, Raviente. And we're gonna take a closer look at that area today. If you reach Hunter rank 2, you usually see a Navi task popping up telling you to go to the Caravan area. But I did see people actually like missing the area and then running and like around Hunter rank 5 or higher and having not even visited once the Caravan area. To access it, you need to reach Hunter rank 2. If you're Hunter rank 1, this gatekeeper guy here will usually just tell you, no, you're not Hunter rank 2, get the hell out of here. So you need to reach Hunter rank 2, and then from the entrance of Porter Square you can access the Palloone Caravan area. You can also quick travel over here, of course, if you wish so, but it is at the entrance if you just want to run manually over there. And inside the Caravan area, you have a lot of NPCs and things to go through here. We're gonna go over every NPC real quick after like main purpose, and then we're gonna go more in depth about the worthy notable NPCs, which have like more stuff to them than they seem to. Right next to the entrance we have the Great Slaying Feline, which usually just have information about everything related to the Caravan area, and mostly Great Slaying, which is the Raviente siege. But you can check it out if you want, but we were gonna go over this stuff anyway, right? Then next to it, real quick, we have the changing room. The changing room is literally just a little area to change your equipment or getting like items out of here. It's literally just the box from your house inside here, so you can like quick switch equipment, items, everything you will do normally at your house without like leaving the Palloone Caravan area, because the Raviente siege, you need to stay in the area. So if you want to switch equipment, you can't leave obviously if you commit to it. And that's why they have like a little changing room here where you can switch out equipment or items. Then right across it we have the combo shop. The combo shop is exactly the same as you all see it on the Porter Square. The only difference is that the daily CP combination are, as you see, CP, Caravan points. The area here has its own little currency, and the daily combinations on this combo shop are different from the combo shop on the Porter Square. So if you want to check both of them, you need to, like if you want to get the maximum out of the daily combination resets, then you want to check both of them, and eventually you get like the items you may be looking for from here or the other one or both of them. But just keeping in mind that you need for this caravan shop caravan points instead of GCP points. And then a little bit up here we have the shop cat, which is literally the general shop, as you know. There's nothing special to this cat. It's like exactly the same as the general store. I think there's a little bit of different items here, but I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on this. But other than that, it's exactly the same general store lady, right? Then right next to that we also have the grocery store lady, of course, which is the bento lady. And then we have more interesting characters over here. First of all, we have the Caravan Quest counter. This is the quest counter for this area where you can take on Caravan quests and other things. We're gonna go over this stuff in a second. Then we have the boss character, which you need to visit, and she will automatically speak to you when you reach Hunter rank 2 and come in this area, because she will give you the Caravan gem initially. She also is the NPC to initiate the Great Slaying, the Raviente siege. So we're gonna come back to her for sure. Then you have over here the quest board where you can access the quests, of course. You can depend on quests from here. This guy is just flavor texting mostly. And then you have the price and info board you have on Porter Square 2, of course. The Pioneer feline over here, which has pioneer settings. Gonna come to that later. And then up here we have also the lounge, which I'm not exactly sure how it works. It looks like exactly like a bento thing, but I'm guessing it is like for every hunter in the caravan area or in the great slaying thing. I can't be wrong, but it's literally just bento, and I'm guessing it's like for the entire hunting group here doing Raviente or something else. So yeah, something I probably need to try out the multiplayer, but there's different bento recipes here. It's not like the exact same recipes as you have on the normal bentos, so you need to keep that in mind if you want to do this. And then we have the guest house. The guest house has 2 floors to it, and there's only mostly 3 noticeable NPCs. We have the special workshop, which is responsible for the caravan gem upgrades. Then we have the special item shop, which has very special items. And then we have over here the head of technology. Now we're gonna go over everything in time. First of all, the caravan gem. The caravan gem is a mechanic where you can grind special colored points to upgrade colored gems. As you maybe notice when you reach Hunter Rank 2, go to Boss Keel over here and then talk with her, you maybe notice that after that you have a little colored circle next to your name. That is your caravan gem or hunter jewel, which gives you access to caravan gem skills, which you can change at your equipment box pretty much. As you can see here, if you go to change equipment and then set on caravan skills, which will be then accessible, you can see that you have a wide variety of skills here you can like choose from to kind of like give you a little more edge on quests. There's also these skills which you get over time, which are like passive skills mostly for town activities, like you're getting like cheaper items, cheaper food, etc. on shops. Like you get like a discount sometimes. It's like a random chance to proc. But you have also active skills. These active skills level up over, or like unlock in sets of skills over time when you upgrade your caravan gems. Like caravan level 1 gem gives you this set amount of skills, then set 2 gives you this amount, and so on and so on. And as you can see here, you can activate them freely anytime you want. They have different effects, and you have like a little cost system. You have 10 points available, and obviously one skill costs a certain amount of points, and you can just mix and match them however you want or whatever you need. Then, pretty handy, you can only have a maximum 3 at a time if you like don't reach the limit beforehand. How you get this working? Well, you maybe notice that the colored gem next to your name, the circle, does change color 2 per day. What this means is, if you check your personal status, your guild card, you can see that at the page number 5, there's different colors. You have like the pink, the reddish, yellow, green, white, blue, and teal color. And you need to level all these to a certain amount of points to able to upgrade them at the special workshop inside of the guest house. Well, how do you upgrade them? Well, you just naturally get them when you just do quests. How it works is, if you check the price and caravan point info board over here, for example, you can see at the caravan gem board that each color is corresponding to a monster type. So to get the most out of it, you need to check which color your gem has active. This changes per day, and if you then hunt the corresponding monsters, so we have white right now. This means if I go and hunt Carapacio monsters, now I get gem points towards this color. So if I hunt Carapacio now, I get white color gem points. If I had pink color and then hunt any brood wyvern monster, I get pink color points. This is how it works. Pretty simple. You have a color, and whatever color you have, you can actually just go and hunt that type of monster. But there's also a version which is the rainbow color. This is usually active on like Sundays or something. I'm not sure if it's random. It could be random. You can change inside the special workshop at the guest house your gem colors. You can do another random color for 40 KCP points, Caravan points, or change it to rainbow for the rest, like 24 hours pretty much, right? If you have the premium course though active, then this is actually free. This costs 0 Caravan points on top of changing it to rainbow, for example. So if you want to get the most out of it, you probably want the premium course and then just change it every day to rainbow and then level your Caravan points towards these levels. Also, if you are multiplayer, apparently there is a mechanic that you get color points corresponding to the other people's color. So if I have white and you help me on the quest and have pink, if we hunt both of these monsters, then you get like also pink color points. I'm not sure how this exactly works, like I can't confirm this yet. It's multiplayer mechanic, but keep an eye out on that. Maybe it's actually true. So that's kind of helpful if you like hunting certain colors and can't change the Caravan color gem for whatever reason. Then you maybe want to seek out for people with the right colors and then get help from them. The first thing you need to level a Caravan gem to the next level is having all the colors to the next like threshold. There's like a threshold you need to reach for each level of color points for each gem, and then you usually need also a certain amount of reputation points, which you're gonna come in a second to. Then you can upgrade it with Caravan points at the special workshop. So if you look at your status, you need to have the same number in all colors for the corresponding level. I am gen level 9 right now, but for example, for the first upgrade to level 2, like the gem level 2, you need to have every color on 259. It's not that bad, but it's for each color. So if you don't like specifically hunt for this, if you like only like hunt all day tiger eggs or all day katsus, then you won't obviously like variety the amount of points on balancing out. If you want the most effective way to farm, you need to check on your status page what colors you need, so you can go out and seek those monster types. After you did reach then the threshold for the next level, you can then go over to this guy and then upgrade the Caravan gem. This does also need to be, as you can see here in the description of the upgrade, it tells you actually how much points you need. It says rainbow points. This just means like you need in every color this amount of points. So 259 for level 2, 962 for the next one, and also as you can see here, you need to have special conditions for level 8 for example and level 9. And as you see on the first level, it says increase fame to up and coming hunter, which is the reputation system. If you do Caravan quests, there is special reputation points. I think it actually works on any quest. I could be wrong with that, but because I got reputation without doing any Caravan quest, but I could be wrong on this. Don't quote me on that. But as you see on page 5, you also see the Caravan points, and under the Caravan points you see the ranking. The ranking is your reputation. This is just mainly done by doing quests. I always thought it's just like Caravan quest, and then you get like reputation, and the title changes there. There's a max rank, as you see, where it says Legendary Hunter, which is the max I have right now, but to access like the second floor in the guest house here, to have access to certain special gem upgrades, you need to increase that rank. So if you do have no access to a certain upgrade or a certain area here and can't interact with something, you're most likely missing the reputation to interact with it. Also, 2 NPCs we didn't talk about yet right now is the special item shop right next to the special workshop inside the guest house. The special item shop is pretty much what it says. It has special like items where it just ranges from like high quality redstones and boost speed fruits to actually stuff like Immortal's map, or pitfall bombs. All of these items do cost Caravan points, of course, and you can definitely check that out. And then when you go all the way up here, when you have a high enough reputation, you can actually go into the second floor, where the only thing to do actually is, which is kind of sad and wasted, you can talk to the head of technology, which provides you with an option to pay him, 100,000 caravan points, and I'm pretty sure some of you did that without even knowing what it does. It is pretty much some sort of medicine you buying something, I don't know, I didn't translate the text yet, but it is not a scam actually, and provides you a random buff out of 4 options if you buy this. This is for like 2 hours, I think. And the buffs range from slightly increasing quest object rewards and the chance of obtaining like items from emergency missions inside of Caravan Quests, or you have the chance for getting a 50% increase in hunter reputation points, or actually gem color points. And then you have also the 4th option, which can greatly increase the chance of getting quest rewards. So all of these buffs are kind of neat, and the 50% increase for gem colors and the 50% increase for party points or like the reputation points is like pretty neat to have, and something very worth to mention before moving on. I mentioned before, Caravan Quests are available here. Also the Root NPC and the Mesoporta Square has the Caravan Quest also accessible from there without going here. But you have access to the high rank versions of Caravan Quests and the G rank versions of Caravan Quests. Also you have Pioneer Quests and Pioneers lists plus Great Slaying, which is Raviente. But this 3 we're gonna ignore for now. We're gonna look at the Caravan Quests. Caravan Quests are very special. Caravan Quests are sort of mini challenges inside of quests. So if you look here, you can see there's a wide variety. By the way, it uses the old system of like categories for the quests. Don't get confused by that. This is like how before they added this like new progression with the key, and like it's the old DOS way of doing quests. Like you have like a category where you get in, and then you have like on the side these little paper things which are like the quests pretty much. But if you go on this quest, you see on the information that they have different information on the quest than normal quests. What this means is pretty much you need to do a series of mini challenges on these quests. Also, to unlock the next rank, you need to do the previous quests and finish up like one by one a kind of the Caravan quest. Of course, you get like more and more Caravan points and rewards over time, etc. and they get more difficulty. So how it works is, if you go on one of these quests, you need to do like this mini challenges. These are not translated in-game yet, so if you want to check them out, you can look at Farias. It has the like Caravan quest list translated, so you know what to do on these quests, which is pretty simple. Like for example, if you look at this quest here, which is the root quest number 3, you need to first starting at the balloon. You're starting at the balloon, and most people get stuck already there. But what you need to do is like you can prepare there, and then pretty much you just need to deliver a map into the box, and then the quest really starts. Which is like the starting goal as you see there, and then it goes with arrows to the next goal, which is, in this case, hunting a Velocidrome. Pretty simple. After you did hunting a Velocidrome, you get teleported back to another area, usually. In this case it's like both jungle areas, but you usually get like teleported to another area, like from swamp to desert, because the goals are like different for each quest. It's like mini challenges you do one by one, and then you finish it. Very cool idea, very special quests, and also translations pretty hard to figure out. And then most people just get stuck. They try out Caravan Quests, get stuck, and then they never touch them again, which is a bummer, because they're pretty cool. Like for this example, it's like deliver map, hunt a Velocidrome, slave 8 bull fungus, and then you need to deliver a map again, and you're finished. It's that simple. It's not hard at all. It just needs a little bit of research and thinking, and it's pretty simple. For here example, we have deliver a map. You start at the balloon again, then you have a temporary return area, which is like a pause area or whatever. And then you can go and hunt again Kutku, and then you need to deliver a map, and done. It's that simple. It's just a mini challenge series which award mostly caravan points you need for all sorts of things here, of course. All materials you're gonna acquire during these quests are converted into caravan points. So you can get extra caravan points if you do sort of extra points and want to level faster your caravan points up. Then you need to like gather some materials because they will be converted. Items Poogie obtains though will be keeping as material, so don't worry about that. So if you come back and check the Torah area, if Poogie brought an item, that is just material he will bring back, so don't worry about that. There's also sometimes emergency things. I'm not sure how this exactly works because I didn't touch like Caravan too much myself yet. But there's like emergency things happening, like emergency goals or something that can happen. And if you finish those two, then you get like some extra points and also some extra items as like, you know, extra thing. Cool gimmick though is that you can only post the quests you have unlocked, but if someone joins, like for example, let's say you have only 2-star quests unlocked, right? And someone posts an 8-star quest, you can still join that quest. There's no participation limit, but there's hosting limits. So if you want to like host yourself these quests, you need to like unlock and finish all these caravan quests one by one and then unlock the other ranks, but you can join other hunters for higher ranks if you wish so. Also, on 0-star quests you don't get any reputation points, and you can somehow also like finish the quest via subquests or something, and then like if you return midway through the quest, you do keep your points you acquired until that point, but I'm not sure how that exactly works, as again I didn't touch Caravan Quest myself too much. Then we have a very special mechanic on these quests too, is when you hit other hunters, there is a tension guard you can fill up to raise each other's attack and defense to up to 50% more. That is, yeah, very strange, but it is a thing. If you hit other people or like other hunters in the quest, you build up tension, and this tension gives you benefits. There's also skills that can like increase that effect, which are just like called tension up, I think, but yeah, that's a good thing, I guess, to know. Then the G rank Caravan Quest also have this special property that you get both caravan points and materials during the quests, just as a normal like quest you will actually get. But the you don't get colored gem upgrades. Like you can't get colored gem colors for your hunter javel, whatever, for whatever reason. That it seems to be not a mechanic, and I don't know why, but it is something you probably want to know. Then we can talk about the Pioneer quests. Yeah, there's more. There's a very special mechanic in this game, which is still a bit tricky for me to understand, but as you can see here, you have the Pioneer Quests option and the Pioneers List option. The Pioneers Quest option we're gonna check in a second, and the Pioneers List is like other users' Pioneers Quests. How do you manage that stuff? Well, with the balloon feline over here. She is able to manage your Pioneer Quests. How does this work? Well, the easiest I could explain this is it's kind of the mechanic from Monster Hunter World. It's kind of guiding lands, but also not. It's the best explanation I can give you, really. And yeah, you can create a map. So how this works? Let's restart here. You have different options here for managing these Pioneer options. And I just gonna restart real quick to start over. So If you go over here to this cat and start the Pioneer Management, you can choose an area where you wanna start with. You can only have one area active at a time, so make sure you're gonna choose the area you want to like dive into. Let's choose here desert, just for whatever reason. And then if you choose a map, you can manage the map. First of all, we have the map management, which lets you set up bases inside of these areas. You can set up to 2 bases per area. It doesn't sound as complicating as it is, but pretty much you can choose an area where you want to start building. I just built on 2 first, and then you can set up to 2 bases per area. So if I can set up different areas like gathering, mining, insect relics, or defense. I don't have items for the other things, so I'm just gonna set up 1 base here, but pretty much if you set 1 base, you can like put up to another one. You don't need to, you can only put 1 if you want to. And you can see, of course, up there that you have a total amount of 20 bases per map. So let's choose here one. It costs materials and caravan points to set these bases up, to start leveling them. Oh yeah, this was the one. I can only do mining right now because I don't have the other items at the moment. Yeah. This costs different items depending on the area too. Like, it's not always the same in each map. So keep that in mind. We're gonna set a mining area here. And if you've done that, you can see there is a little icon with the area you're setting up. And then it starts like leveling this and making work on it. If you have this done, you can get special items on these areas. Depending on the level, you can get like very special items. For example, we have the mining spot in the desert, right? So if I improve this to level 1, oh, by the way, if you upgrade these areas, you need to like pay caravan points and more items again to develop the maps or the bases even further. It depends what items you want or focusing on. There's like a list on areas, of course, again, where you can check out the rates and what you get. For example, the mining spot in the desert can yield me with a 10% chance rounded stones, or iron ore, earth crystals, mechalite, or stone, ice crystal, sunstone, carabalite, or like the standard thing. And then on level 2 we have also diamond stone, starlight stone. On level 3 we have also Itamakara ore or Kabuto ore, or we have also the rare chance that we get like Bakira ore, for example. Like, there is a bunch of different things you can get on the depending on what area you set up the bases and which level the bases are. It's its own little system. It's pretty grindy too. Because how it works, how do you develop these maps is, as soon as you set up the base where you want to like develop, like here level 0, its status is being worked on, right? No progress yet, because we need level 1 to start getting the stuff started. So how this mechanic works is, if you set up a base, then you need to do a certain amount of quests. So I'm not sure here, because I didn't got like complete information on this, but it is either just overall quests, or you need to do actually specifically Pioneer quests. I couldn't test this yet, because it's not as quick as do 2 quests and it's done. No. Level 1 is actually 20 quests, level 2 is 50 quests, and level 3 is 100 quests. So you see, it's not that easy. But we're gonna come back to that in a second. Let's talk about Manage Feline Workers. Manage Feline Workers is pretty much a boost. You can put the daily wages in for felines to help you reduce the time it needs to develop these quests, which is a little bit more, you know, manageable. These buffs stay for like 24 hours and they have different cost. So I'm not sure why I can't like choose different caravan point options here. There should be technically more than 1000. It could be maybe some older information on the resources, but usually there should be like up to like 60,000 caravan points you can pay. Maybe it depends on the level. Could be just me. It can't be just a level, so don't quote me on this yet. But how this works is that you can boost the time these maps get developed. So you can get like a 20% boost for number of quests required. You can get a 50 times boost and the double the time. So if you get like double the time boost, depending on the caravan points you spend, we can have like only 10 quests to develop level 1, of course. So that is way more manageable, but yeah, it's a lot of quests still. And I'm not sure if it's only Pioneer quests or like quests in general. So you need to help me out here and maybe test this with a friend or something and just do like 20 quests like randomly and then see if it like did any progress, and then just maybe just only do Caravan Quest 20 in a row and then see if it actually just worked. If anyone out there has some time on their hands, please help out. I'm gladly would know that. Then, when you have set up a base, you can also make Pioneer Quests. Pioneer Quests are little customized custom quests on that Pioneer map you're developing for other hunters to join. You have options here depending on your area you're in and the rank you have, like Hunter rank 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you have different options. For example, if I put like Raviente GR1 in here and then monster difficulty, you have different options too. As higher the strength, as deadlier they will be, but as more rewards you will also get from them. I don't know, if you just put it on normal. And then you need to like put here publishing to be able to see them on the quest counter. You can also do some comments for a maximum of 40 characters for people who need some information about this maybe. And then you can access these quests. You just set it up at the quest counter. You can change them anytime. It is not like restriction or anything. And you can just go ahead and just do the Pioneer Quests right here. If you want to see other people's Pioneer Quests and Pioneers maps, so to speak, you need to use the Pioneers list. That only is available if you set the quest on public. If you don't have the public option, they will not appear in the Pioneers list for other people to join. So as you maybe see, now you know why I thought about it's like more like guiding lands. Like you can set up a specific area with own little customizations for other people to join and play in and interact with. Then there's also a flag mechanic, which I'm not really understand yet. I guess it's something related to the base when it's like level 1 and then like developing or something. It could be maybe an older mechanic or something. But if anyone has information on that too, let me know. Then we have also the migration option, which is very helpful because if you wanna switch maps to another like map, you're gonna reset your progress normally. Like if I do restart, it like completely removes everything and I start from 0. With the migration option though, you can migrate to another area without losing your progress pretty much. You can change to another map and just migrate. You have 4 different options how you wanna like keep this going. And depending what option you choose here, it will cost different caravan points, of course. As you see here, we have like 2 random options, and you can also just keep the levels itself, or just start over. And then you have also the claim rewards option, which is depending on how much time people spend on your Pioneer maps. Yes. Depending on how much time people spend, if they like succeed or fail Pioneer quests on your map, doesn't matter. It's just the time spent they are there that you can claim rewards in this certain period of time. I don't know the exact numbers, but if it reaches a threshold, you can actually claim rewards, which is I think just focused on the materials, whatever quest you set up. Then we need to talk about the bases again, because there's also an option for a defense base. These bases are pretty much just for helping you out on monster fights. So you want to maybe make sure that you place these defense ones on like places where monsters are usually a lot. Like the monsters you choose. Like you can put a defense base and then they can help you on the quest launching like ballistas, for example, or bombs or whatever. And worker cats will also be placed for each base you have on this map, which help you also support on the fights. So that is pretty handy to know, I guess. Of course, to actually collect the special items you get from this like level bases, you need to go on the Pioneer quest and then grab items from there. The public settings also reset if you log out. So if you like have a quest set up for public, for people to join, and you log out, this will be gone. So if you come back online and you want to like reap rewards from Caravan Pioneer Quest, then you probably just need to do the first thing, going here, set up your Pioneer Quest, and then just do whatever else if you want to, right? And then there's also one more mechanic which I don't understand fully, but it's pretty much you can have the base deteriorate over time. It's maybe it was like a feature which you needed to like pay for or something, I don't know. But apparently if you don't talk to this cat regularly, the base can deteriorate. How this affects the base, I'm not sure. But because you have the extra curse as like a default option, the extra curse, the X curse, it apparently doesn't affect it at all. So I'm guessing it was some special feature or something. I have no idea how this interacts, but it is there. It is good to mention, and yeah, you just need to talk to this cat regularly, otherwise the base will be just dying. Maybe it just decreases the levels or something, copy that. But something to note on, just randomly talk to this cat from time to time and you should be alright, I think. Phew, alright. After that we only have one more thing to talk about right here, and that is the Raviente Great Slaying Siege. Raviente is not as complicated as it seems like, but one thing to note is that it is rather a bigger event. But we do have the option from the private servers that we can solo hunt Raviente, thanks to Wish MH Rider and Supreme etc. who did work on bringing like comments for this. Wish just optimized the code and stuff with the latest update, so thanks for that too. And it's pretty much just chat comments you can do to start the Ravi hunt, do multipliers. These comments are mostly there for having the opportunity to find Raviente, any Raviente, anytime with these comments solo or with like fewer people than actually intentional meant, because Raviente is a siege for normally up to 32 players at a time, depending on which Raviente you're hunting. And of course, Raviente is very highly sought out because he has one of the strongest equipments in the game. So you probably end up one way or another at some point fighting him somehow, if you don't like mindlessly grind road shop at the moment. So it is definitely worth checking him out. It's like a nice experience. So if you want to start a great Raviente, especially in like with multiple people, everyone want to participate in this hunt need to be in the caravan area and can't leave until it's done. Otherwise, you're gonna be kicked out of the groups. There is a time limit for maximum 3 hours or 2 hours to actually hunt down any Raviente to take this massive snake down. So there's 3 phases. We have the preparation phase, which lets people join and get in before starting the actual slaying. To start it, you need to go to Boss Keel over here, talk with her, and then you have the option to join the Great Slaying. This is like starting the preparation phase, where you can choose then which Raviente you want to fight. We have the normal Raviente, which is recommend for Hunter rank 2 and above. Then we have the violent one, which is for Hunter rank 5 and above. Then we have the Berserk Raviente, which you can also practice because it has a little bit more mechanics to it. And then we have the Extreme Raviente, which is literally just Berserk, but with way more HP. Like, trust me. you're gonna be sitting on this thing for a while if you don't have insane amount of players. So if you choose a Raviente, the preparation phase will begin, and then people can come in and join this hunt. There's a time limit of 10 minutes, so you normally need like at least 4 minimum players or more to like start it. But because we have the comments, we can actually start at any time. But this preparation phase is the phase where people can actually join in. As you see in the top left, you have the clock, which is the timer for the Raviente hunt. And then you have how many people are joined right now. So I started now our great Raviente great slaying thing. It's in the preparation phase. So people come in here now, can go over here to Boss Keel, talk to her and say, yo, I want to join the great slaying that's active right now. So if everyone is ready and joined, you can just start a great slaying. You either do this via the dialogues here when you have 4 players or more, or you do it via the chat comments in-game. We have different comments for the Raviente. We do have different comments, of course. We have the Ravi start, which starts the Raviente hunt if you don't have enough players. So you can just solo start the hunt. Then we have Ravi SM, which is the multiplier you can set before, like you need to in the preparation phase. You can tell the like guy which handles the quest, the great slaying, to set the multiplier. Then you can do !Ravi CM, which you can check the multiplier set. Then you can do Ravi RS, which requests sedation inside of the quest. You can do Ravi SS, which send the sedation requested. And then you have SR, which sends the resurrection thing, which we're gonna come in a second what this means. But just for the sake of the video, we're gonna do, of course, the Ravi start comment. So we do !Ravi start. As you can see here, it starts automatically the great slaying, even if we don't have 4 players. I didn't set the multiplayer now because there's no need to. What the multiplayer does is, this is the option to kind of emulate more than like whatever players you have. So if you play solo and you do like an extreme Raviente, which is normally meant for 32 people, you can use the multipliers to multiply your damage accordingly to whatever characters amount you have. So if you have 2 people, you need to multiply this 2 people until you reach like 42. To note here is that the Raviente, the normal Raviente, and the violent Raviente don't really need multipliers. They're easily manageable alone. But Berserk and Extreme are probably need multipliers or enough people. So as you can see, there did some things change. First of all, on the top left corner you have new icons, and then you can't leave the area. If you leave the area now, you will be kicked out of the Great Slaying and you can't rejoin. So you need to make sure that you have time or are prepared to join this hunt and do it. That's why usually you need to organize this if you are not planning on playing for long. Then you can also see the Raviente timer here, how much time you have. I think it was 2 or 3 hours. And then you can also see which phase you're on the Raviente with this little cute cardboard thing, which I actually love this thingy, but it shows you which phase you're on. Because how it works, after you started the slaying quest, everyone is gonna attack the same Raviente. It's literally like a siege quest in Monster Hunter World, where you had like Kulvar Tarov, right, as a siege quest, where each of these groups work together to hunt the monster down. This is exactly the same. People can do like split up into different groups, like you can have 8 people, for example, here right now, and 2 groups go on the quest. Like I gonna get like 3 people together in my quest I post, and then the other 4 can go on their own quest, and these work towards the same Raviente health pool. So after you started Great Slaying, the option for the Great Slaying quest will be available, and depending what phase you have on, you're gonna see here the Raviente option to post. This quest changes depending on what phase you're on, and you can just post this quest normally as any other quest, as you can see here, and then people can take on this quest, join you, and you can go and hunt Raviente. It's that simple. If you finish a phase, you're gonna go to the next one until you reach the last one to kill it, and after you kill it, it is time for celebration and carving. After you killed Raviente and you finished it, before you leave or do anything, you can take obviously rewards from Boss Keel. Also, you can leave the Great Slaying here and then just like leave if you don't have time and need to go or whatever. After you killed Raviente, you can take rewards from here, but before you do that, you probably want to go over to the Caravan Quest lady and then select the Great Slaying quest, because there will be a quest only exclusively for carving Raviente. Because the carving, like if you kill it, you can't carve and it throws you automatically here. But if you go over here, take the carving quest, you have like 2 minutes or something, or 3 minutes to carve Raviente, because you have like 8 spots or more where you can carve on Raviente's body, which a lot of carves. So you won't be efficient if you want materials. You're gonna see when you do like your first Raviente done what I mean. Also, Raviente hunts or Raviente like Great Slaying things, I think they are land overtaking. So this is per server, I think. I could be wrong on this, but I remember this was per server. So if you start a Raviente hunt in World 1, then this will go for every land. So you can be in land 2 and still join the Raviente hunt while people started in land 1. This could be actually not true, because I never participated in multiplayer Raviente per se, so I can't tell you the exact information on this. And someone needs to confirm this, because servers like Raid Server obviously organize regularly like Raviente hunts, so they probably have more information and info on that. Just ask around, or maybe people in the comments can tell you more. Just something to keep in mind, that is a thing too. After you finished a hunting or a Raviente hunt, or like you killed it and the celebration phase with the rewards etc. was done, then you can't start. I think there was a cooldown timer of 10 minutes set up by Wish and the others. So something to keep in mind if you want to like start right away another Great Slaying. I think this doesn't count if you just leave, so don't worry about that. But if you finish with the celebration phase happening, I think there's a cooldown of like at least 10 minutes or something to start another one, to prevent bugs or something. This could be old information. I didn't check on that in a while, but that was a thing I definitely remember happening. Also, one thing to note, if you leave a Great Slaying, or like you go to another area and just leave the group, then you can still, if you started participating, actually like take part in the carving quest at the end when the Raviente hunt was actually successful. So you're not completely locked out, but you can still like get the carvings done after the thing. I don't think you get rewards or anything. I could be wrong on that. But you can still participate in the carving for sure. Then there's special mechanics to Raviente, of course. We have like a moral god, like a motivation meter or something. And if that reaches 0, you can actually fail the quest. Depending on the damage you do to Raviente and progress stuff like breaking parts or finishing like a phase, this will deplete over time. So you need to make a lookout for that mortal god, otherwise you can fail the quest. Then there's also a mechanic where it increases your attack power and defense over time. It builds up to give you like more edge to actually participate in lower rank gear on this quest without problems, like contributing to the fight even though you're not like too like well equipped for the hunt, and still getting like some sort of reward out of it. Then there's also a special into Asher's Pioneer bonuses. which has like this flag mechanic again involved, which I'm not quite understand yet fully, but you can, depending on number of flags, get like bonus contribution rewards after the hunt. So that's a thing, I guess. Something to mention, just it's out there. Then when you're also inside of the Raviente hunting, you're gonna notice that there's actually a new NPC spawning, which is the support feline. This can give you access to the support quests, or like supporting for the quests. You can have like the revival support, which gives more revivals for the quest. You have the tranquilizer phase, the tranquilizer support, the poison ammo support, the part break support, and the recovery support. These things are like set up by giving this cat items normally, but on higher difficulties like the extreme Raviente, you need to do this manually inside of an extra support quest. Like you need one team going to hunt the monster down, and then you need another group to actually do the support quest to like break, sedate, etc. on the quest for this extreme Raviente. Otherwise, you need to like give this cat items, and then the support will just happen on quest. And also, as I talked before, as you noticed, we have some comments to request the sedation, for example, and the resurrection support inside of the quest itself. So if you like the quest leader and go inside of the quest, you can type into the chat just like before, like !Ravi S, and like requesting sedation support, and then !SS Ravi SS to get this sedation support sent. This will like happen like immediately or something on quest. This does nothing outside here, of course. And overall, this is pretty much all you need to know about this caravan shenanigans. There's one more thing you maybe want to know about, is that inside of the Raviente quest, there's an NPC on the Palloone caravan, which is a shop. He has items like Farcasters you can buy. He has a limited stock of them, which do refill over time if you do pay attention to the messages that are happening. Like he can refill, like you're using all random bolts, for example, to prevent Raviente's one-shot eating thing. Then you have only a limited amount of these you can buy, and then you need to wait until the refill. These items do cost caravan points, so make sure if you like want to buy something there, then you do want to have enough caravan points to actually sufficiently buy that stuff. Where it comes in handy that we talked about the Caravan Quest and how you can usually get caravan points over time, right? So that's the gist of this entire area pretty much, which has its own little benefits and mechanics, and it's very nice. As I mentioned before, I really am a sucker for like this side distraction areas and things you can do beside just mindlessly grinding Monster Hunter. I feel like this is like where the charm and the passion for these games come to shine for from the Capcom team, and it's very lovely. But the caravan area, something to grind out, meanwhile you're doing stuff too. Has its benefits, is optional though, you actually don't need to, but at least if you want to have like grinding the caravan gems, you won't need to take a look into that. Phew. Well, even though I was struggling with like some mechanics like the Pioneer quests, I still hope this helped you in some way. And that's it for this video. Anyways, so you take care of yourself. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. I'm gonna see you in the next video, stream, Discord, wherever, YouTube comments. You have a lovely, shovely day. I'm gonna see you all next time.